Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Supatantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Udapatakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parjana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shivishakhamidam Sya Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamini Dinamini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadare Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namo Hare Krishna Hari Om Tat Sat. So welcome all the devotees for today's Srimad Bhagavad Gita class. Okay, so we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18, 74 shloka onwards. Sanjaya Uvacha iti aham vasudevasya parthasya cha mahatmana samvadam imam ashrausham adbhutam romaharshanam. Sanjaya Uvacha ityaham vasudevasya parthasya cha mahatmana samvadam imam ashrausham adbhutam romaharshanam. Okay, Deeptimati Mataji and Sachi Mataji.
Prabhuji, I'll read the shloka.
Yeah, right.
Hare Krishna. Sanjaya Vacha Ityaham Vasudevasya Patasya cha Mahatmanaha Samvadam imam ashrausham Adbhutam romaharshanam. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Sanjaya said, Thus have I heard the conversation of two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna, and so wonderful is that message that my hair is standing on end. Hare Krishna.
Sanjaya said, Thus have I heard the conversation of two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna, and so wonderful is that message that my hair is standing on. So it's the conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna has come to an end now. Okay, by the mercy of Srila Vyasadeva, Sanjaya was able to, see and witness and hear all conversation that happened between the two great souls. And because of that, that bliss, it's one of the Ashtasati Yogara, that his hair is standing on end. The conversations was so captivating and so blissful that he was, his hairs were standing on end. That was one of the Ashtasati Yogara. Whenever some very happy things happen, we'll also sometimes, even though materially, it's not necessarily that only spiritually we'll have that goosebumps and all. No, when we get some material good news also, we'll experience that way, isn't it? So here it's not material, this is totally spiritual, and he was having that experience. That is what Sanjay is telling Arjuna. So the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna is so blissful, so enlightening, so enriching. So it's very happy. So in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Dhritarashtra inquired from his secretary Sanjaya what happened in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So the entire Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Arjuna got transformed, whereas Dhritarashtra didn't change at all. What was the reason? Arjuna was totally deluded. He was in a dilemma. He didn't know what he was supposed to do, what is right, what is wrong. So he didn't know anything. He was totally confused. He was bewildered. But then after the dialogues were exchanged, he got a clarity what he should do, what is right, what is wrong. But the same messages was transferred from Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. Whatever the conversation, the dialogues were exchanged, there was also conveyed to Dhritarashtra by Sanjaya. But then Dhritarashtra did not change. He did not transform himself. But why is so much drastic, this difference to extreme ends? What is the reason? The same Bhagavad Gita, both of them heard. Arjuna got transformed and Dhritarashtra didn't. What was the reason?
Prabhuji, Arjuna was submissive in goodness mode. Dhritarashtra in ignorance mode. Didn't have that submissiveness towards Lord Prabhuji.
Okay, good point. What else?
I think he was a spiritually blind person, Prabhuji.
He was spiritually, materially both blind. Yes.
Blind.
Okay. And what else?
He never accepted Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead.
Okay. Good point. Any other points? Yes, others also, please come forward and express your opinions also. Sachi Mata, Mayuri Mata ji, Saraswati Mata ji. What do you think? What could be the reason?
He was more attached, Prabhu.
What is that?
He was more attached even after the children were dead and all that. He was not willing to leave his palatial house and all that. He wants to live happily.
He was too attached. Okay, good, very good point. And Mayuri Mataji, any points? Yeah, I think you are mute, Mataji.
No, Prabhuji.
Saraswati Mataji, anything you want to contribute? Anything?
No, Prabhuji.
So all what you have said is right, but at the same time, he had only one thing in his mind. He was in each and every time Sanjay was describing the battlefield. His only in his mind was only one thing. What was that? Will my sons become victorious? He was focused only on that. Although Sanjay was explaining all the dialogues between both Arjuna and Krishna, it was not going inside his brain. He was not getting registered, all those dialogues. The only thing that he was focusing was, will they come victorious? Isn't it? So that is the reason he did not give any ears to the dialogues. His concern was whether his children headed by Duryodhana will come victorious or not. This was the total focus that he was giving. He was not getting any points from the advice that Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna. So many instructions he gave, but it was not going. He gave a deaf ears to all these dialogues. So that was the main reason. he wanted to know whether his children will come out victorious. That was only focus. And as Mataji said, he was blind both spiritually and materially. So nothing entered his brain. His intelligence was not working properly because of the selfish motive. What was the selfish motive? That some or other, by hook or crook, he wants his sons to succeed and rule the kingdom. That was the reason. Okay. So in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Dhritarashtra inquired from his secretary Sanjaya what happened on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. In the first sloka itself is that, what did they do? His inquiry was like, whether is there any possibility of his children coming victorious. The entire study was related to the heart of Sanjaya by the grace of the spiritual master Vyasa. He thus explained the theme of the battlefield. Conversation was wonderful because such an important conversation between great souls had never taken place before and would not take place again. It was wonderful because the Supreme Personality of Godhead was speaking about himself and his energies to the living entity. Why it was wonderful? Because the conversation was concerning about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his multivarious energies, and about Jivatma, the living entity. Arjuna, a great devotee of the Lord, if he followed Arjuna, energy, the living entity, Arjuna, a great devotee of the Lord. If we follow in the footsteps of Arjuna to understand Krishna, then our life will be happy and successful. Sanjaya realized this, and as he began to understand it, he related the conversation to Dhritarashtra. Now it is concluded that wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, there is victory. So in brief, the conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, Sanjaya could realize everything, that what is going to happen, that the victory will be only Pandavas, not Kauravas, because in the side of Pandava, Arjuna the great warrior and Lord Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead are there. So wherever Krishna and Arjuna are there, there will be definitely victory. In the last concluding sloka also, that is what Sanjaya also telling. Okay. So Dhritarashtra's concern was only whether his children will be successful or not, nothing else. Nothing went inside his brain. So that is the reason. So it was a great dialogue. So those whoever listened to this, they all got the real message, except Dhritarashtra because he's materially and spiritually blind. So text 75. Vyasa prasadat shrutavan etat kuhyam aham param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat khadayatha swayam. Vyasa prasada shrutavan etat guhyam aham param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat khadayatha swayam. Saraswati Mataji and Tarini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Vyasa prasada chrutavan etad guhyam aham param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat katayata swayam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. By the mercy of Vyasa, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So Sanjay is telling, by the mercy of Vyas, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, was speaking personally to Arjuna. So Sanjay is giving all the credit to Vyasadeva. Because of his mercy only, he could listen to this conversation. Otherwise, it's not possible, because sitting in Hastinapura, he is witnessing all that is happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Without the mercy of Krishna, it's not possible. So without the mercy of Krishna means Vyasa here. Vyasa is also the literary incarnation of Krishna. So Vyasa has empowered Sanjaya to witness this. That's why he's giving the credit. He's giving his gratitude. He's expressing his gratitude to Vyasadeva. So these most confidential talks, you could hear it directly from the master of all mysticism. Who is that? Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was speaking personally to Arjuna. This is very, very rare that such uh, fortune. Normally, people they don't get it, isn't it? It is Sanjaya's real luck that he could get these blessings from Vyasadeva. And actually, this was actually given to Dhritarashtra. Vyasadeva asked Dhritarashtra, would you want to see this battle? He said, no, I don't want to see. He was scared because he doesn't want to witness that his children are going to lose the war. So let Sanjaya get this. And Sanjaya got this. Okay. So Vyasa was the spiritual master of Sanjaya, and Sanjaya admits that it was by Vyasa's mercy that he could understand the Supreme Personality of God. This means that one has to understand Krishna not directly, but through the medium of the spiritual master. Another point Prabhupada is emphasizing here is that Vyasa is the spiritual master of Sanjaya. It is only by the mercy of the spiritual master that you can get Krishna. So here, Vyasa being the spiritual master of Sanjaya, by his blessings, he could see Krishna. Okay. And he could hear the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. So the spiritual master is a transparent medium, although it is true that the experience is still direct. This is the mystery of the disciplines association. So one should not go directly to spiritual master, Lord Krishna. We should go through the medium of spiritual master. So can you give some example from our Shastra, from Chaitanya Charitamrita? That we should go through the spiritual master to Krishna. What's the episode? Hmm? Can you remember
Hare
it?
Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I remember once you told us that when we do yagya, so we put the ghee in Agni with wood stick.
Yeah.
So, miss, you give this example for the guru
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. That's a via medium.
by medium, yeah.
Yeah, but no, there's an incident between a devotee and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Prabhu, we haven't read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhu.
But you must have heard the stories, no? Here and there. Raghunath Das, Panihati festival.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Raghunath Das Goswami went to Panihati to meet whom? Nityananda Prabhu. So there, very far, he paid obeisances. So Nityananda Prabhu's associates told Nityananda Prabhu, here Raghunath Das has come to see you. He is paying obeisances from far. Immediately told, oh, you thief, please come here. I am going to punish you. Okay. Why did he address Raghunath Das Goswami as thief? What is the reason? He wanted to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. He wanted to see. Actually, he saw when he was young also. Without the medium, the transparent medium of spiritual master. That's why he said, I will punish you now. Actually, so, and that was the time Nityananda Prabhu chastised him. Now, as a punishment, you have to feed all the people with Siddha and Dahi. Okay, and he made a big feast. That is Panihati festival. So he was trying to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to go and stay with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there in Jagannath Puri directly. So he said, no, that's not the, you have to go through the spiritual master. That's why immediately said, you are thief, come, I'll punish you. So we have to go through the spiritual master. We don't have the direct access. Spiritual master is a via medium for us to connect. So even Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Ram, everybody, they all had spiritual masters. Okay. Why was it necessary for them to have spiritual masters? They themselves are goddess. Isn't it? It's not necessary, but still to set an example for all of us, the general public, that we should surrender to a spiritual master, and only by the mercy of spiritual master can we get Krishna. So this is the lesson. Yad achariti sreshtas. What is the sloga in Bhagavad Gita?
Tattat evetaro janaha.
तद्
Yes.
एव तरो जनः सायत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तद् अनुवर्तते.
Whatever the great people sets an example, common people follow. So to give an example, to set an example, Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all of them accepted spiritual masters. It's not necessary for them. They are themselves supreme personality of Godhead. To set an example for common people like us, they accepted. 64 days, Lord Krishna, he studied 64 arts. Expert, one art, one day. Music, for example, you study the whole life, still it is incomplete. But this one day he is expert in all the aspects of music. Just one day. Like that, all arts, 64 arts, he learned in 64 days. Is it possible for common people? No. Because this is just to set an example. They are also going and studying under spiritual master. This just for names. They are already, they know everything because they are Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why here also Sanjaya admits that it was Vyasadeva's mercy that he could understand Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he gives the credit to Vyasadeva. Okay. The transparent medium, although it is true that the experience is still direct. This is the mystery of the disciplic succession. When the spiritual master is bona fide, then one can hear Bhagavad Gita directly, as Arjuna heard it. There are many mystics and yogis all over the world, but Krishna is the master of all yoga systems. Krishna's instructions is explicitly stated in Bhagavad Gita. Surrender unto Krishna. One who does so is the topmost yogi. This is confirmed in the last verse of the 6th chapter. Yoginam api sarvesham mat gadenandaratmanaha. What is the last line?
Shraddhavan
Shraddhavan bhajate yoma. Then Shraddhavan bhajate yoma.
Sameyutta tamo mataha. I think so, Prabhu. I'm not sure.
Anyway, so this is the last, in the last verse of 6th chapter, it's confirmed. Who is the topmost yogi? Yoginam api sarvesham. Whoever has fixed his mind upon me, that is what is confirmed. He is the topmost yogi. So what yogi, this is 6th chapter, last verse. What is the Shirshak or the caption of the 6th chapter?
Dhyan yoga.
Dhyana Yoga, yes, the last chapter. So 7th chapter onwards, what starts? What yoga starts? Bhakti Yoga. So it's actually this verse just before starting the 7th verse. So about which yoga is being discussed here? It's about Bhakti Yoga. Shraddhavan bhajate yoma. So it's Bhakti Yoga, not Dhyana Yoga. Although the chapter is discussing about Dhyana Yoga, this particular verse refers to Bhakti Yoga. Narada is the direct disciple of Krishna and the spiritual master of Vyasa. Therefore, Vyasa is a bona fide as Arjuna because he comes in the disciple succession. And Sanjaya is a direct disciple of Vyasa. Therefore, by the grace of Vyasa, Sanjaya's senses were purified and he could see and hear Krishna directly. One who directly hears Krishna can understand this confidential knowledge. If one does not come to the disciple succession, he cannot hear Krishna. Therefore, his knowledge is always imperfect, at least as far as understanding Bhagavad Gita is concerned. So to know Bhagavad Gita, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, the in-depth meaning of Bhagavad Gita, one should go in the disciple succession. One should be a part of the disciple succession. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay. That's why everybody. So Vyasadeva's spiritual master. Who is Vyasadeva's spiritual master?
Narad.
Yes, Narada Muni. Okay. So Narada Muni is in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We read that Narada Muni is explaining about his, whatever has gone through in his previous life to Vyasadeva, and he is instructing Vyasadeva to write Srimad Bhagavatam. So he is inspiring. So in Bhagavad Gita, all the yoga systems, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga are explained. Krishna is the master of all such mysticism. It is to be understood, however, that as Arjuna was fortunate enough to understand Krishna directly, so by the grace of Vyasa, Sanjaya was also able to hear Krishna directly. Actually, there is no difference between hearing directly from Krishna and hearing directly from Krishna via a bona fide spiritual master like Vyasa. So whether we are directly hearing from Krishna or through the medium, transparent via medium of the spiritual master, it's one and same. There is no difference. The spiritual master is the representative of Vyasadeva also. Therefore, according to the Vedic system, on the birthday of the spiritual master, the disciples conduct the ceremony called Vyasa Puja. So what is Vyasa Puja? Because the spiritual master is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. And Vyasa is an authority for that. Here it is said directly from Krishna, hearing directly from Krishna via bona fide spiritual master like Vyasa. So when we celebrate the birthday of our spiritual master, it's called Vyasa Puja. So therefore, according to the Vedic system, on the birthday of the spiritual master, the disciples conduct the ceremony called Vyasa Puja. Number 76. Rajan samsritya samvadam imam adbhudam keshavarjuna yo punyam rishyami cha muhurmuhu. Rajan samsritya samvadam imam adbhudam keshavarjuna yo punyam rishyami cha muhurmuhu. Mayuri Mataji and Sakhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Rajan samsmritya samvadam imam adbhutam Keshava Arjunayo punyam Rashyami cha muhurmuhu.
Translation: O King, as I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment.
O King, as I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. So he is telling Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya, and he is recording all that dialogues that happened between Krishna and Arjuna, and he is taking pleasure in it. So the understanding of Bhagavad Gita is so transcendental that anyone who becomes conversant with the topics of Arjuna and Krishna becomes righteous and he cannot forget such talks. This is the transcendental position of spiritual life. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna also says, Matchitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanda Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. When devotees come together, what do they speak? Krishna Gatha, isn't it? And Krishna Gatha is, Anandambudhi Vardhana. You can relish each and every moment, and it keeps increasing. The mundane talk, it decreases. Our happiness, our enjoyment, thrill, everything decreases. Whereas the spiritual talks, Krishna Katha, Krishna Leela, the glories of Krishna, the holy name, everything step by step, it only gives us more and more taste and ecstasy and bliss. So that's what here Sanjay is also explaining the same thing to the Dhritarashtra. So the topics of Arjuna and Krishna becomes righteous, and he cannot forget such talks. So he is remembering the same thing again and again and relishing that. This is the transcendental position of spiritual life. In other words, one who hears the Gita from the right source, directly from Krishna, attains full Krishna consciousness. The result of Krishna consciousness is that one becomes increasingly enlightened, and he enjoys life with a thrill, not only for some time, but every moment. So as I explained, increasingly enlightened. Any happiness that we experience in this material world, okay, that as the time passes by, it keeps decreasing. Whereas the spiritual ecstasy, the spiritual happiness, it keeps increasing as you discuss about it and as you recall. Every moment, it gives us more and more happiness, bliss. Okay. Just for example, if I get a very sumptuous prasadam, okay, I eat it, I'm enjoying like anything, but after 1 or 2 hours, can I recall or recollect and enjoy that again? No. I need one more plate. Then I can enjoy after 3-4 hours. Then again after 3-4 hours, again I want. Only then I can, maintain that happiness. So here, spiritual activities, spiritual topics are not like that. Simply by remembering how the gopis, just at the age of 10.5, 11 years, Lord Krishna left Vrindavan. And the gopis were staying, without his presence, without his association for so many years in his remembrance, in his thoughts. Okay. They're always totally focused, concentrated on Krishna. They were in every step, every moment, they were in blissful. Although it was a love in separation, vipralambha bhava, but they were enjoying, they were in ecstasy. But materially, can we do like that? No, it is not possible. That's why even Lord Krishna, when he was in Dwaraka, the queens and Mother Rohini and Mother Devaki, they won't talk about Vrindavan at all. Why? Because if they discuss the childhood pastimes of Krishna or anything related to Gopas or Gopis of Vrindavana, no, he will immediately become mad and want to rush to Vrindavana. We know the story that Jagannath Rathayatra also. So they won't speak about the childhood pastimes. They won't speak about Vrindavan at all, because Krishna will be attracted to Vrindavana and he won't be there in Dwaraka. Even otherwise, although physically he was in Dwaraka, he was always with the gopis in Vrindavana. So spiritual happiness, spiritual bliss and material happiness, one keeps increasing, the other one keeps decreasing. 77. Tasya samsritya rupam atyadbhudam hare vismayo me mahan rajan rishyami cha puna puna. Tasya samsritya rupam atyadbhudam hare vismayo me mahan rajan rishyami cha puna puna. Okay, Saraswati Mataji and Dipti Madi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Tacha samsmritya rupam ati adbhutam hare vishmayo me mahan rajan hrishya hrishyami cha punah punah.
Translation. O King, as I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with wonder more and more, and I rejoice again and again. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very good. O King, as I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with wonder more and more, and I rejoice again and again. Now, Sanjay is talking about the wonderful form of Lord Krishna. Okay. He has been watching, he has been listening. No, he has been watching the wonderful form and he has been listening the dialogues also between Krishna and Arjuna. And what he's saying is, I'm struck with wonder more and more. It's only increasing. And rejoice again and again. So we know Krishna is all attractive. Sarva Akashadi iti Krishna. He is all attractive because he has 100% all opulences, 100% in full, complete. So that's why he is called all attractive. A person who is very rich, we cannot call him all attractive, can we? If a person is very beautiful, still we cannot call him all attractive. A person is very strong, all the opulences should be 100%. Only Krishna has all these opulences. What is that sloka? Can anyone remember? Krishna has all the 6 opulences in full. Who can remember?
Brahma Aishwaryasya.
Yes, same.
Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Virya Yasasa Shriya.
Jnana,
No, bro.
Jnana,
Vairagya.
Vairagya Saiva, Shannam Bhaga Idengana. Okay. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. Samagra means incomplete, in totality, full. Aishwarya means opulences. What are the opulences incomplete? Viryasya, Yashasya, Shriya. Virya means all strength. Yashas means fame. Okay. Shri means, what is Shri means?
Wealth.
Lakshmi, Prabhuji, wealth.
Wealth and beauty also. Wealth and beauty also. Okay. So, Viryasya, Yashasya, Shriya, Jnana, Vairagya. What is Jnana? Knowledge. Vairagya, detachment. Shannam, Bhaga, Idengana. Shannam means 6. Bhaga means again the opulences. So Krishna has all these 6 opulences complete, 100%. That's why he's all attractive. So Krishna's form is wonderful. Okay. So not only because of his beauty is attractive, because he is complete in strength, renunciation, wealth, knowledge, everything. That's why it's all attractive. So it appears that Sanjaya also, by the grace of Vyasa, could see the universal form Krishna exhibited to Arjuna. So what's the speciality of universal form of Krishna? What's the speciality? From the other forms of Krishna, what is the speciality of universal form that he exhibited to Arjuna?
It is seen only in this material world, Prabhu.
Yes, it is seen only in the material world. It's not an eternal form. It's not an eternal form. It's a temporary form. It is not there in the spiritual world. Now you say Narasimha, Vamana. These forms are available in the spiritual world. But this universal form that Krishna showed to Arjuna is a temporary one. It is not eternal form. So that's a speciality. So it is of course, said that Lord Krishna had never exhibited such a form before. It was exhibited to Arjuna only. Yet some great devotees could also see the universal form of Krishna when it was shown to Arjuna, and Vyasa was one of them. So some of the devotees could see that form, and Vyasa was one of them. He is one of the great devotees of the Lord, and he is considered to be a powerful incarnation of Krishna. So what is Vyasadeva's incarnation known as? In which category?
Shakti Avesha Avatar.
Shakti Avesha Avatar. Yes. Vyasa disclosed this to his disciple Sanjaya, who remembered that wonderful form of Krishna exhibited to Arjuna and enjoyed it repeatedly. So this is the last verse of. We'll complete this today. Okay. Purport is little long, but still we will complete. We'll just read through. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhudir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhudir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Okay. All of you read once, last sloka.
Yatra Yogeshwara
Yogeshwaro Krishna
Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruvani
Mama.
Hari Bol. Okay. Translation, Sachimadaji.
Translation. Whenever there is Krishna, wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion.
So now, at last, Sanjay has conveyed his opinion after hearing the dialogues between Krishna and Arjuna. It's a final conclusion by Sanjaya. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That's my opinion. So, indirectly, what Sanjaya want to convey to the Dhritarashtra?
Your sons will not win, they will lose.
Don't have any dream of yours, children, getting victory. So just forget about it. Wherever there is Krishna, master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That's my opinion. So don't dream anymore. So the Bhagavad Gita began with an inquiry of Dhritarashtra. He was hopeful of the victory of sons, assisted by great warriors like Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. He was hopeful that the victory would be on his side. So he was expecting, that was his dream. But after describing the scene on the battlefield, Sanjaya told the king, you are thinking of victory, but my opinion is that where Krishna and Arjuna are present, there will be all good fortune. He directly confirmed that Dhritarashtra could not expect victory for his side. Victory was certain for the side of Arjuna because Krishna was there. Krishna's acceptance of the post of charioteer for Arjuna was an exhibition of another opulence. Krishna is full of all opulences, and renunciation is one of them. There are many instances of such renunciation, for Krishna is also master of renunciation. So Sanjay has made it very clear to Dhritarashtra, your sons are not going to be victorious. Because Krishna is on the side of Arjuna, Pandavas. And Krishna's army is on the side of Duryodhana. So if you are given a chance, should we accept Krishna or Krishnas? Krishna apostrophe S. Which one we should select? We should accept Krishna or Krishnas.
Prabhu, for me, Radharani, Prabhu.
Without Krishna, you will not get Radharani. Without Krishna, they are inseparable. Okay. What is that slogan? Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. Doi Vastu Vedanai Shastrera Praman. Okay. So Purna Shakti and Purna Shaktiman. Purna Shakti is Radharani, Purna Shaktiman is Krishna. Doi Vastu Vedanai. There is no difference between both of them. Shastrera Praman. So if Krishna is all inclusive, Krishna cannot be without his energies. No, energetic without energies, no use. And energy without energetic is also of no use. So it is inseparable. So Krishna is all inclusive. So when we get Krishna, we get Radharani, we get Lakshmi ji, we get Hanumanji, we get all. Everybody is inclusive. Don't ask only Krishnas. Krishna, I want this from, I want the army of Krishna. I want the palace of Krishna. I want this of Krishna. No. Then we are fools. When we get Krishna, whatever belongs to Krishna is also ours. Okay. So Sanjaya told the king, you are thinking of victory, but my opinion is that where Krishna and Arjuna are present, there will be all good fortune. He directly confirmed that Dhritarashtra could not expect victory for his side. Victory was certain for the side of Arjuna because Krishna was there. Krishna's acceptance of the post of charioteer for Arjuna was an exhibition of another opulence. Krishna is full of all opulences. Renunciation is one of them. There are many instances of such renunciation, for Krishna is also master of renunciation. The fight was actually between Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. Arjuna was fighting on behalf of his elder brother, Yudhishthira. Because Krishna and Arjuna were on the side of Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira's victory was certain. Actually, Arjuna was fighting on behalf of his elder brother, Yudhishthira. Because Arjuna and Krishna was on the side of Yudhishthira, the victory was certain. The battle was to decide who would rule the world. And Sanjaya predicted that the power would be transferred to Yudhishthira. It is also predicted here that Yudhishthira, after gaining victory in this battle, would flourish more and more, because not only was he righteous and pious, but he was also a strict moralist. He never spoke a lie during his life. Yudhishthira Maharaj never spoke a lie during his life. We know that even when he was requested by Krishna, he was not willing to accept that. He denied. There are many less intelligent persons who take Bhagavad Gita to be a discussion of topics between two friends on a battlefield, but such a book cannot be scripture. This is not an ordinary conversation between two friends. If that was the case, this cannot be called as a scripture. So many protest that Krishna incited Arjuna to fight, which is immoral, but the reality of the situation is clearly stated. Bhagavad Gita is supreme instruction in morality. The supreme instruction of morality stated in the 9th chapter, in the 34th verse, Manmana Bhavamat Bhakta. One must become a devotee of Krishna. And the essence of all religion is to surrender unto Krishna. Sarva dharman parityajya. Mam ekam sharanam braja. The instructions of Bhagavad Gita constitute the supreme process of religion and of morality. All other processes may be purifying and may lead to this process. But the last instruction of the Gita is the last word in all morality and religion. Surrender unto Krishna. This is the verdict of the 18th chapter. So the main sloka of the 18th chapter, or we can say the whole Bhagavad Gita, is this one. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma sucha. From Bhagavad Gita, we can understand that to realize oneself by philosophical speculation and by meditation is one process, but to fully surrender unto Krishna is the highest perfection. So what is that system called? To realize oneself by philosophical speculation and by meditation. So what is the system called by philosophical speculation? What is that system called?
Jnana Yoga Prabhuji.
What is that?
Jnana Yoga Prabhuji.
Jnana Yoga. And meditation?
Ashtanga Yoga.
Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. But to fully surrender unto Krishna is the highest one. So what is that process called?
Bhakti Yoga Prabhuji.
Bhakti Yoga. This is the essence of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. The path of regulatory principles according to the orders of social life and according to the different courses of religion may be a confidential path of knowledge. But although the rituals of religion are confidential, meditation and cultivation of knowledge are still more confident, and surrender unto Krishna in devotional service, in full Krishna consciousness, the most confident. Guhyam, Guhyataram, and Guhyatamam. Okay, confidential, more confidential, and most confidential. The most confidential process is called Bhakti Yoga. So this is the essence of the 18th chapter. Another feature of Bhagavad Gita is that the actual truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. The absolute truth is realized in three features, which we already learned. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan iti Sabjade. Impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and ultimately the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the understanding of impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma are partial understanding only. When a person knows about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has a complete understanding. Perfect knowledge of the absolute truth means perfect knowledge of Krishna. Because Krishna is Parama Satya, absolute truth. Satyam Param Dhimahi, Bhagavatam says. If one understands Krishna, then all the departments of knowledge are part and parcel of that understanding. Krishna is transcendental, for he is always situated in his eternal internal potency. The living entities are manifested of his energy and are divided into two classes, eternally conditioned and eternally liberated. What is that term called in Sanskrit? Eternally conditioned and eternally liberated.
Nitya Bhatta, Nitya Siddha.
Such living entities are innumerable and they are considered fundamental parts of Krishna. Material energy is manifested into 24 divisions. The creation is affected by eternal time and it is created and dissolved by external energy. This manifestation of the cosmic world repeatedly becomes visible and invisible. Which sloka in Bhagavad Gita? It is created and dissolved by external energy. This manifestation of the cosmic world repeatedly becomes visible and invisible. Which sloka? Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetu nanena kaundeya jagat viparivartate. Okay, manifested, unmanifested, visible, invisible. So, in Bhagavad Gita, 5 principal subject matters have been discussed. Which are those?
Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma, Prabhuji.
Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. Out of these 5, which is temporary?
Karma.
Karma. Very good. Okay. So Supreme Personality of Godhead, material nature, the living entities, eternal time, and all kinds of activities. It all is dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. All conceptions of the absolute truth, impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma and any other transcendental conception exist within the category of understanding the Supreme Personality of God. So if you understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all others are within that. Although superficially the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the living entity, material nature and time appear to be different, nothing is different from the Supreme. Nothing is different. So Krishna means all inclusive. Everything is in that. But the Supreme is always different from everything. Lord Chaitanya's philosophy is that of inconceivable oneness and difference. What is that Siddhanta of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Chintya Bheda Bhed.
Ajintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. This system of philosophy constitutes perfect knowledge of the absolute truth. The living entity in its original position is pure spirit. He is just like an atomic particle of the Supreme Spirit. Thus, Lord Krishna may be compared to the sun, and the living entities, the sunshine. Because the living entities are the marginal energy of Krishna, they have a tendency to be in contact either with the material energy or with the spiritual energy. In other words, the living entity is situated between the two energies of the Lord, and because he belongs to the superior energy of the Lord, he has a particle of independence. So we are called marginal energy, Tathastha Shakti, because we have a choice to either accept the internal energy or the external energy. And we have been given a partial independence, little freedom. So that's why we can choose between the two. So by proper use of that independence, he comes under the direct order of Krishna. Thus he attains his normal condition in the pleasure-giving potency. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose, the 18th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in the matter of its conclusion, the perfection of renunciation. Hari Hari Bol. So we have completed 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita with you all. By your cooperation, by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, we could complete today. I don't know when we started it, but today is the concluding day. Today is also nice because it is Ekadashi.
Hari Hari.
And Dipti Mataji is also
Deepti
fortunate.
Mataji also joined.
We are also fortunate to have her company and association in the
I'm
concluding
most
session.
fortunate, Prabhuji. I'm most fortunate to take all of your association.
Very nice. I just went through. I did not explain much because we have discussed this many times over and over again. So many things are self-explanatory also. Hare Krishna, Arun Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Dandar Prabhu.
That in the last phase of our class, you could attend, be part of this to witness the completion of this Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter. How many years it took, Mataji, Sachi Mataji?
Probably 5 years, Prabhu.
No. When did we start this?
Yes, Prabhu, almost 4, 5. Before COVID, Prabhu.
Before
COVID. So 2018
when you were here, we started.
or 19, Prabhu. This house when we came. This house. So probably 18.
18.
I was thinking the same. I was the only person, Prabhu, attending the class. Pav Mataji and Prabhuji came every Tuesday, and sometimes they have to wait outside because I will come back only after 8 o'clock. So they were so merciful. They came home and taught me. I was thinking all this when you were reading the last shloka, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu and Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
How much trouble you took? Made prasada before going to office?
No, Mataji, nothing I
you also
did.
took a lot of effort. And then when we started the Zoom, and after some time, I think
Oh, Mayuri Mataji joined us,
Mayuri
Prabhu.
Mataji
Yeah.
also joined, yes, after some time. Then when we started the Zoom, few more devotees also joined, like Tarini Mataji, Dipti Madi Mataji, Saraswati Mataji and all.
Vandana Mataji.
Anyway, so Krishna's mercy, Guru Gauranga's mercy, we could complete it. What is next? As I told you, maybe we'll start next week, Mukundamala.
Mukundamala. Yes, Prabhu.
हरि हरि बोल। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गुरु महाराज की जय।
जय
जय गो
जय
प्रेमानंदे।
हरि हरि बोल।
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गुरु महाराज की जय। जय गो। Without your continuous support, it would not have been possible to complete it. So thank you so much to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.